But yeah, he was like, we're seeing something out here. And the weirdest thing I saw on my radar, I started to see what looked to me like jamming, which not a lot of civilian patrollers get to see what jamming looks like on a radar, but I got to see it because we had a very big warning area in North Carolina with a big range, and they would do practice jamming out there. We had at a Cherry Point, we had the EA-6B Prowlers that would do the electronic jamming.
Okay.
And so I was very familiar with what it looked like, right? And so I started to see that there was jamming going on, and we have to report it. You know, it was passive jamming. And so I reported it to a supervisor, and then this guy is asking for, you know, a UFO number, and I was like, that's crazy. And you get the idea. They don't want to say it on the frequency.
Yeah, of course.
So I had heard other things over the years, like kind of the same
This
type of thing.
fascinates me because I've watched, like, documentaries on the black boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Just, like, civilian pilots are like, we had something just fly past us at a speed.
So
that
our
I've
friend is an Emirates pilot, so he flies from Dubai to Houston, which is, you know, you go over the
North Pole, right?
The sphere.
the
Curvature
North
of the
Pole,
Earth,
right?
right.
You know, that way. And he's like, man, there's some crazy shit up there every time I see it. Like,
Yeah.
not every time, but he said a lot of times. That's
He's
when
got,
we see
he's
this
got,
stuff
what
on
was
the
that
North
other
Pole.
pilot he was with? He said, this guy's almost not going to be a pilot anymore because he's,
There's
Right.
Emirates
He's
does
such
4
an
pilots
alien,
because
like,
it's such a long flight from
this
Dubai. They
guy's
do
seen
4
two
pilots.
things, I guess, as co-pilot, and he said that he's never seen, he's only
So they
seen
do.
one
They
flight.
do weird. It's like 2 pilots and then 2 sleep, and then they trade because
Yeah,
it's
they have
such a
beds.
long,
Yeah.
you know, flight. So his partner's like, fuck this. He's our guy's Switzerland from Swiss. He's very American, you know, like us.
Yeah.
And the other guy's Muslim.
Yeah.
This, I can't do this shit. Like we see shit.
Really?
So then the Christian is trying to save the Muslim.
Right.
While they're
Oh my
flying,
God,
goes,
it's so
we're
funny
like,
to listen.
we're not supposed to talk about it, but
Right.
we do because like we're scared of shit. And
Yeah.
you know, there's something.
Yeah.
He's trying to
And he
save
says-
him, and he says,
He said every time we go to the North Pole, the North Hemisphere, like that's the way. And I never did thought that. He goes, "What are we not going to do? We're going to do this. It's easier."
Right.
He said it's crazy up there with the activity.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He said that's where all the activity is.
The most credible person I've seen all this, because I watched the Congress, you know, here the congressional hearing
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. The one that I really enjoy listening to is it's the Air Force, or no, the Navy. He was a aviation safety officer. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's
I didn't
his
watch it all,
name
but yeah,
escapes me
his
right
mom
now.
did told me all that.
But he is what he's doing now. First of all, I really like it because regardless of what he thinks, he
Thank you.
refuses to say aliens or UFOs, which just makes him seem very credible, regardless of what you think.
right,
And he's approaching it from this is a safety issue,
right.
this is a safety hazard perspective, right?
Yeah.
In the
Let's
Navy,
get
he was
out of, like, the whole stigma.
right.
Talk facts.
Right. He's the one who filmed the famous gimbal video.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he says he is now part of I don't know if it's a nonprofit or something, but
Kind of investigate.
an investigative there because they talk about, and I hope because he talks about, like, you know, F-18s, they're warfighting planes. They're not data collecting planes.
Right.
And they are to an extent, but for warfighting purposes.
Right.
And so, like, why are we depending on the government to go tell us, you know, and why don't we put together a data gathering oriented plane to go out
Right.
where we're seeing
Where
these
we're not-
things?
We're not stuck under these regulations
For sure.
and secrecy, and,
Absolutely.
and we can't report certain things. And,
Right. And they
And they're
have
not
the
built to
equipment.
report.
They have the equipment prepared to get better data on it. And so I'm really looking forward to what they can
That makes sense.
come up with. And it's
That would
really
be-
cool. I can't remember the name of the organization, but
Because I
I'm watching it.
it almost is like they're not trying to not be detected.
All right, I got to ask, what was the story
Because they
you saying
can't
about
be years
putting
between
medical
these
supplies in a cave or something?
Oh,
I wanted to hear that one.
So we were stationed at Wright Patterson in Dayton, Ohio.
I know this shit's
tough.
real, man.
Yeah,
And
and
she told me right
Wright
off the bat
Patterson
that it didn't
has
seem like something she
a
wanted
huge
to do.
space, and they're a VA center. And I worked in the morgue where it was a pediatric
Here's the
But
clinic.
he did. He did.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that was like the funnest thing, and there was a map.
Here's the thing.
that showed
The thing is, she doesn't have to
underground
do
part of Wright
She
Patterson
can
is
go
about
all the way
twice
to
the
the
size of what you see on the surface.
Okay.
And she had special clearance to give these medical supplies that she keeps sending down these tunnels, and she could only go so far with her clearance. It's like 2 doors in.
Okay.
And then guys took it that weren't even in the military that had this crazy clearance. but it was like shit you would give to the ward, like IVs to keep people alive, like antibiotics, like stuff like food, stupid, like weird shit, like to keep something alive, basically. And every day she had to go get that cart. And it's like,
For what?
and when you look around the base, especially because we were there for 2.5 years, you could see the smoke in the winter coming out of the ground.
See the what?
The smoke.
Okay.
From the basement system they had there. But if you didn't know it was there, you would never think to look and see these tiny little smoke things come up acre worth. Because it's all underground.
What the hell's the smoke from? Some kind of
From the basement, it's the ventilation. It's the ventilation, and during the winter, it comes out like smoke.
Okay.
Because it's the humidity,
Yeah.
basically. In the summer, you would never see it. But because the winter, it's ice cold, that ventilation comes out and it has humidity.
Wow.
It looks like smoke.
And here's the thing. You know,
Like your vent to your dry cleaner or your dryer. It's like that coming out of the ground.
Okay.
Everywhere. For acres.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
And there's all kinds of people that work there
Again,
that have these weird clearances that aren't in any branch.
They had a weird what?
Clearances, they're in no branch.
Weird.
With like beards, goatees, you know, like if you're in some kind of branch and you're active duty, you weren't looking like that. These dudes look like something out of a movie almost.
So a lot of the foreign military in like Afghanistan, they all had like beards and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I remember the Italian guys too.
Yeah.
They asked them to show up with full ass beards. I'm like,
so it,
I wish I could have a beard.
Yeah, right?
Hey, McGregor, you got stubble. No, shave that. Ah, shit.
That's why I
No, yeah.
Yeah, last time I worked here.
She had more clearance than me because she worked over in a different part of the hospital, and she was like, there's shit going on down there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then we started doing our own research, and it was like, it was kind of scrubbed a little bit back on the internet.
Tell me about one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gay.
So he's broken that right there.
Hey, I'm going to kill him.
You shouldn't serve that to a Marine.
What was that?
You shouldn't serve that to a Marine. Tell him to man up.
I think you already did that. I missed the story about, you were talking about there was stuff like in caves or you were delivering stuff to.
Oh, no, me. I was in intelligence in the Air Force.
Okay, yeah, he was saying that you had a higher clearance and there was like.
Yeah, he asked me what was something cool I could say now. So, in the there's underground tunnels at Wright Pat,
Right.
and I don't know what was under there. I cannot confirm because I never saw it. I literally did not. But we used to put parts of saline and antibiotics, and I would have thumbprint, and I would put it in a door, and another door would come and get it, and they would take it. And then if you ever drove at Wright Pat Air Force Base in Ohio, you drove around the streets around the Air Force Base, there's like lots of cow fields.
Okay.
You see smoke coming out of the ground. That shows you there's a tunnel system.
Yeah.
That's where they had the aliens from Area 51.
Okay.
So the saline and the
at least-
antibiotics, we assume is going for those
Okay.
to keep them alive, but we don't know.
Why would they be there?
Huh?
Why would they be there?
Because it's the Air Force headquarters. Air Force headquarters, that's where the Air Force One and all that's kept, is at Wright Pat in
okay.
Ohio. Dayton, Ohio.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Cool.
So all I know from intelligence is I used to take all the orders, put it on a great medical cart, like a 2-tier cart, push it, put my thumbprint and eyeprint and eyes,
Yeah.
put it through a door, and then this other team of people that were not Air Force,
yeah.
probably higher up, whatever, would come and take the supplies. That's all I know is the supplies. That's all I know.
He said you were doing some research and found some crazy stuff out.
Well, we would just start looking and all the smoke and stuff. I mean, that's 100% that's where all the extraterrestrial life goes, is Wright Pat in Ohio.
Oh, interesting.
If you look, and now that they did all the court records and all that it talked about it, like it's open now.
What do y'all make of that meteorite that's coming, the M13, whatever?
Oh, yeah.
What about, I'm sorry, they're loud.
There's some big meteorite that's supposed to be coming.
They'll destroy it.
Huh?
They'll destroy it. They just shoot it and they destroy it. So they don't hurt us, right? So we always have meteors coming towards us.
Right.
Just because space, we always shoot them and blast them.
Right.
So I'm
this
not
one's
worried
like the
about
size of like Jersey or something.
it. Jersey's little.
Do you believe in Project Bluebeam? You think that's going to happen?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
They were
so.
saying November. Like, all right.
Yeah, but I think that we have such high technology, we'll take care of everything.
Yeah.
Like, being in the Air Force long enough in intelligence, like, there's so much shit that goes on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the facial recognition thing that's kind of new? That's been around forever. They just now talk about it. So, we're like 20 years behind in information. So,
like 200 yards.
Yeah, he said it was the size of a football field, 100 yards,
Wide, like this.
like this. He said it was oval shaped. He said it was the size of a football field. And these are these are trained observers.
Yeah.
We watch planes all day long. You know what I'm saying? I know what a 737 looks like off the end of the runway at 500-600
You're
feet.
pros.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And like this dude was telling me, he was like, dude, this thing was huge.
100 yards.
100 yards across. And he said that
like
one person
like that
saw
Florida.
it and they were like, do you guys see that out there? And like other people were like, what are you talking about? My buddy Gary was telling me, and he was like, and this was just a handful of weeks ago. He was like, man, he's like, I was looking out there and I could kind of see it. And he was like, man, I don't know. He was kind of doing this. He was like, I don't know, man. I saw it, but I couldn't tell what it was. I thought maybe it was like a optical illusion.
right.
And then he was like, but everyone else were swearing they could see it.
So like for anybody who's been like into like disclosure, 2024, 2025 was like it's like there are whispers of full disclosure, and it's just like not
Yeah.
But he's
being
saying
but this is like
He said the CIC, which is the controller in charge position, we rotate through it. So the person that is on the CIC desk at that time makes the calls. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so he said the CIC at the time was like, basically, he saw it enough that he didn't feel comfortable with launching anyone else.
no,
And he said, keep everyone on the ground, and he
marked it.
called it
He
in.
marked
He
it.
said he stood over there at the phone, dude, for like 5 minutes, like picking it up, like kind of should I call this in? Should I call this
So,
in?
Dwayne,
that's real.
that
And then he called it into the Domestic Events Network in DC.
like, despite the world
I'll tell you that, like,
that is real. That is
yeah.
That's
I'll tell you, like, everyone I work with, dude, like, all the controllers I work with, I'm telling you, they would not. They're all professionals. They all take things very seriously. And I'm telling you, like, the fact that the CIC was like, I can see it enough to where I'm saying, don't launch anybody. And he called it into the
don't want
Domestic
to say, but
Events
for
Network.
like a geopolitical,
Yeah, we have a line to DC called the Domestic Events Network.
like don't launch, like
Dude, and he called it.
There are
I'm telling you, like, all the people I work with would be, he would have to answer to somebody if we called it something into the den and we stopped departures.
Like, this is the
we
Russians.
would have to answer
No,
for that.
This is the Russians.
I don't know Russian.
No,
we, would,
right?
we would have to answer to that.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you have to have
so
an
the fact
answer.
that I don't know this guy who did it, I don't know the guy who called it in,
You would have to
but
have an
I
answer.
don't need to
That's
know
all I'm
because
saying.
the fact that he was the CIC, made the call, and decided to call it into the Domestic Events Network tells me like
deal.
he felt enough that it was legitimate enough to call it in.
But if somebody's
bro, these
seeing
stories
that
are
and they,
stories are
It's crazy,
eerie. I
man.
can feel
I
them.
know.
if somebody's
Yeah.
seeing that and they say like this, you have to explain that.
Yeah.
What is this?
I asked them how it left. I was like, what happened? Like, did it jet
Split?
off? You know, they said it disappeared.
Split.
They said it just disappeared.
Just fizzled, huh?
Yep.
Split.
Yep. They said it was there 1 minute, and then they were trying to keep an eye on it, and next thing you know, you couldn't see it anymore. And that was it.
Dude, I want to hear more.
Yeah, right.
Extraterrestrial is a line. It is a species.
There are other stories about controllers seeing things too. I'm trying to remember what airport it was, but a few years ago, a bunch of controllers in the tower saw a pilots were reporting it on the ground. I think it was Denver. I think it was Denver
So
actually,
it makes
and they
it
a bunch
makes
of
my
controllers reported it.
like Thailand flight. there's kind of video that showed orbs spinning around it.
Yeah. There was a recent one where there was an orb on the ground at the airport and the pilots were taxiing by it and they reported it to the tower. This is very recent, like 2 or 3 months. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, look it up, man. They were reporting it to the tower, was it? And the tower grabbed binoculars, the controllers, and they were like, holy shit, we see this thing. And it was a floating ball that was floating maybe a couple feet off the ground on a taxiway. The pilots were taxiing right by it within feet of it and looking at it and being like, are you guys seeing this shit?
No, within.
And then it shot up into the air and hovered there for a while, dude.
And
It's fucking crazy, dude. Let me find a picture of it.
no, like, bro, like.
Malaysia.
The thing is,
You don't even have to
knowing
go that far. Like,
knowing controller, like being a controller and knowing other people that I work with, like
you don't even have
all
to
these people would be very hesitant to call
Super.
something in that's
His
not
career.
legitimate or they didn't feel legitimate about. And so, like, anytime I hear a story where like controllers confirmed that thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit was there, dude, because they take it seriously.
So the jellyfish.
Yeah, I heard about that. Let me see here.
No, they have more to lose.
That for real? Is that a thing?
No,
I don't know.
So they
No?
have more to lose than to gain. And I will say from like
Hope you know it's gonna be a thing.
factual.
Yeah, here it is, right here.
Like
Look at this shit, dude.
Malaysia.
Thanks for coming out. I know we pay you, but still.
Take it easy.